I had to choose a word to describe Dali, that would definitely be traffic. And in one of the world's most crowded streets, in the very heart of the city, you can find the Rematullah Hotel, an iconic place to eat. The first thing I noticed were the ridiculously low prices. Just beside one of the greatest tourist attractions of the city, they keep the same prices you'd find in a college canteen. I have no idea how they can pull this off, but I respect that. In a couple of minutes, the food arrived. Nihari and beef korma. Eating beef in India is a bit weird. There are stories of people getting in real trouble for doing something like that, but I have to admit, it was absolutely delicious. Both dishes were perfect symphonies with spices and tender meat. It was just absolutely phenomenal. You could really taste the love. This restaurant is ran more like a service to the public rather than a business, and that's really admirable. I also wanted to try the halim. They didn't have it, but recommended me Karim's, a restaurant that's just impossible to find, hidden at the end of a very tiny street. They've been open for over 100 years, but the halim is a new entry in their menu. My expectations were raised even higher by the number of fat people in the restaurant. I mean, if they liked it, it must be good, right? Well, it turns out not really. Despite all the spices and toppings, it just somehow felt bland. I also got their kebab. It wasn't the best looking. Actually, it was pretty ugly, but it was pretty good though. Super soft and juicy. It melts in your mouth, so I guess sticking with tradition is a good idea. Given the spiciness of all the food, a dessert was what I really needed. And this kanafa sign practically screamed at me. I tried kanafa in Jordan a couple of years ago and absolutely loved it. It's a Middle Eastern sweet, similar to baklava, but with a bottom layer of cheese. The guy making it looked like he had absolutely no idea what he was doing. It took him an eternity, and I didn't expect it to be any good.
I have to say it's pretty good. It's not even too sweet.
But I was wrong, totally wrong. It was crispy, sweet, and incredibly balanced. It really surprised me. While visiting the mosque afterwards, a guy begged me for it, for a half-eaten dessert. I don't know if he was homeless or what, but I'm sure he enjoyed it. That shit was delicious. It started raining, so we ran into a cafe. The place was super overpriced, but I guess you're paying for the location in a place like this. I got an iced tea, which was extremely refreshing, and also I got a date shake, which I think I'm still trying to digest until now. That was so full of calories. The traffic didn't limit to roads and streets. Even this cafe had its fair share of it. The guy at the door told us we'd have to wait for 50 minutes. I slipped him a 100 rupee bill, and just like that, the wait time was gone. The table we got had traffic too. We had to share it with some guy who just couldn't shut up. He was like,
I've been waiting for 2 hours.
He looked proud of having wasted so much time. He said the South Indian food they make here is the best. I got their signature dish with an impossibly complicated name, and it was one of the greasiest things I've ever tried. The first 3 bites tasted great. The ones afterwards, not so much. Who thought loading a deep-fried rice pancake with peanut sauce could be a good idea? It's a good idea maybe to get heart disease. Also, it came with 3 unbelievably good sauces that definitely stole the show. I would have drank them, honestly. To wash it all off, I got a dessert which somehow was even greasier than the dosa. And I also tried their coffees. The cups they served them in were way too fun to play with, and I made a bit of a mess. I loved the milk one, but the black one was more bitter than heartbreak. My brother somehow enjoyed it. The district around this cafe was wonderful too, filled with murals and art. Actually, all of Delhi is a mine of artistic pieces. The sun went down, and somehow I was hungry again. This restaurant in the financial district caught my eye. They have a special formula. It's a buffet where you pay a fixed price, and it's all served on this giant leaf. A local told me that the way to eat this is with your hands. You mix everything up, and you scoop it with your fingers. To be honest, I didn't really love it, and the guy right beside me letting his dogs out really hurt my appetite too. I got a dessert, and it was pretty unique. It tasted like breast milk. I love breast milk, and I love chicken breast too. So I got a chicken tikka roll. The ambience was a little dystopian, almost like a post-apocalyptic canteen. I'm not 100% the chicken was fully cooked, but the taste was unreal, so I'd say it's fine. And it was pretty cheap too, so bonus points for that. However, this city has place for all kinds of pockets, and I wanted to have a more bougie experience. Combine that with the fact that I've lived in Italy for my whole life, and this fancy Italian restaurant is an easy choice. There was a fake Picasso on the wall, but the pizza, on the other hand, was absolutely authentic. Pretty much the same kind you'd find in Naples. When eating a Neapolitan pizza, you need to hurry up. because it gets real soggy real quick. You have 3 to 5 minutes before it goes from the best thing you've ever had in your entire life to chewing gum. The pasta too tasted exactly like it does in Italy. Not better than my mom's, but pretty close. The tiramisu was meant to close things in the absolute sweetest way possible, but they add alcohol here, and I'm more of a no alcohol in my tiramisu kind of guy. Out of all the places I tried, this one was the best, but also it costs more than all the other ones combined. So this was my experience in Dali. I hope you liked it, and by the way,
I'm just kidding. I know you eat it like this. Okay.